Hello, everybody. Just let folks come in, get settled, right? Let's take a few moments here to arrive as if we were somewhere else, just to be present with our breath. We'll take a few breaths together. When you're ready, exhale completely. Inhale and briefly hold and release. And again, exhale. Inhale. Brief hold. Release. And as Lama Surya would say, this time really do it. Exhale. Inhale. Brief hold. Release. Let's take a moment to connect with the breath. Notice the sensation of the inhale, perhaps through the nose, the mouth, whatever's comfortable right now. And we'll just do some gentle counting. We'll do a round of counting 10 breaths. So we'll inhale, and then we exhale. When we're done with our exhale, we'll count one. We'll do this on our own. And we're just trying to be aware enough that we can count the breaths on the exhale. If for any reason you lose count as we count to 10, just start over. Not so much about getting to 10. It's not about ticking any boxes, just about bringing some presence, a little bit of light focus to the breath. And any thoughts that come in otherwise, just let them come and go. So we'll do this on our own. If you get to 10 before we stop as a group, just start over at 1. As Rinpoche, Binga Rinpoche would say, how was that? All right, so just a little bit of settling before we get into it. And we will do 7-line supplication in the Vajraguru mantra. And many of you know this. Guru Pema Siddhi Om. Om Ahom Benza 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 Just resting in awareness as it is at this very moment. Awareness to the body. Sense of solidity. Awareness, any sensations within the body, whether positive or pleasant, negative, unpleasant, or neutral sensations within the body. Awareness to our thoughts. while maintaining awareness of the body, awareness of our feelings, sensations within the body, awareness of any thoughts, emotions, images, however those manifest. Just becoming aware of their presence within our experience. Well, lastly, becoming aware of all phenomena, whether they be coming in through the senses, maybe a smell or sound, sight, aware of all phenomena, while maintaining this awareness of the other components of our experience, whether it be mental stuff, body stuff, physical stuff, outside, inside, all just in the sphere of awareness. Part of the wisdom of our Buddhist practice is to not be fooled by the appearance of one thing, rather recognize the component aspects of all experience, to be aware of the various inputs that make up our experience. This is wisdom. Allows us not to be fooled by the appearance of something singular or permanent, self-existing. All contingent, impermanent, moving. Only consistent property is awareness. All right. We'll go for refuge. Always a part of our practice. Maybe I shall try and share my screen and see what we end up with. All right, you folks see that? All right. So in our Dzogchen practice, we always pay homage to the guru, the inner guru, the outer guru, the secret guru, right? Often in the form of Padmasambhava, Guru Rinpoche. In our lineage, Nyingma lineage, Dzogchen. And We always also go for refuge in each practice, typically. And this is one of our refuge prayers. We also do in other lineages as well. So I think this is a pretty standard. This is a... Let me just catch it real quick. Dagi jinso ki beso namgi jola penchir sange ju pasho sange chodong joni jongnamla jangchu pardu dagi kapsuji dagi jinso ki beso namgi jola penchir sange ju pasho sange chodong joni jonamla jangchu pardu dagi kapsuji dagi jinso ki beso nami jola penchir sange ju pasho. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Supremist spiritual community, we go for refuge until fully enlightened by the power of all six perfections, from generosity to non-dual wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize Buddhahood. The six transcendental virtues or perfections here at the bottom: generosity, in case people are keeping track and say to themselves, oh, these six virtues sound great. Too bad I don't know what they are. Well, here you go. Generosity, ethics, patience, joy, sometimes called joyful effort, joyous effort, meditation, and wisdom. So, not much to argue with there, probably. So, we, as most of you, as all of you hopefully know, we are part of our practicing lineage, not an overly intellectualized lineage, the Dzogchen lineage, right? Experience focused on cutting through delusion, cutting through all the various ins and outs and getting to the core of the matter. And the core of the matter being recognizing this unborn, undying awareness, this aspect of experience which is often overlooked because it's so close we can't even see it. It's so obvious that it just goes unnoticed. This sense of this pure being has no color, has no shape, has no size. It's a Mahamudra, which I have been studying with Yongey Mingyur Rinpoche. Many of you know that for the last 3 years or so, along with Lama Surya Das. And they actually go way back together. So Mingyur Rinpoche's dad, Tulku Urgyen Rinpoche, was one of Lama's main teachers in, I guess it'd be the 80s in Nepal. So one of Lama's root gurus, Tulku Urgyen Rinpoche. And I think Lama actually spent some time teaching Yongey Mingyur Rinpoche English when he was a child. So it's a very deep connection, and these lineages go back very deep and they cross-pollinate. So Mingyur Rinpoche also teaches Dzogchen, because he trained actually with Nyosho Ken Rinpoche, which is obviously was Lama Surya Das's main teacher in the 3-year retreats and one of our main teachers. If everyone has the prayer book, one of the original ones, this Nosho Ken. So very important teacher, especially in our lineage and in our American lineage, Dzogchen lineage, very, very important. And this is who Mingyur Rinpoche considers his root Dzogchen Lama. And so Tulku Urgan, his dad, said, you know, you need to learn Dzogchen, and he said, who should I go? And he sent them to him. So very well revered Lama in the Dzogchen, which is oftentimes, you know, impenetrable lineage in some kind of way, so simple, easy in its teaching, that it's the most profound and the most probably hardest to sort of grasp. I've been doing this for 10 something years, I think now. And every day I'm like, oh, I get it, maybe. And then I realize, you know, a month later, it's like, oh, I didn't really get it. You know, if you sat with Lama Surdas for a long time, it can often sometimes be like, didn't he say the same thing last retreat? This is the same. And then it hits you some other different way, and you're like, whoa, oh, wow, okay, that's something. So it's a very, very deep teaching, you know, and it's the mystical teaching, right? It's the you know, where all these other, let's say, lineages, teachings from all various aspects can be in other religions and all that as well, right? It all comes from the same, right? The same essence, the essential, right? There's no difference between, you know, the essence of our awareness, the essence of a Christian awareness, the essence of a whatever awareness, right? There's no difference. It's all the same. And you call it Buddha nature in Dzogchen, right? It's Buddha nature. Kuntu Zangpo, this aspect of ourselves that's beyond defilement too, beyond good, beyond bad, just is pure awareness itself, right? The bed, the seat for all experience, all manifestation of all kinds starts with this seed of this awareness. So this is what, you know, the Dzogchen practice is primarily concerned with, right? And cutting through all the relative aspects of teachings, various Tibetan lineages, and which I've learned vitally important. Just because we know that there is this Buddha nature, undying awareness, this promise of purity within the core of our being, doesn't mean we could just be a bunch of shitheads and do whatever the hell we want. That's not what it's saying. This can also be a misconception in our lineage. There's a talk of crazy wisdom, which can look like insanity, can look like many things, can look like bad things, right? But, you know, we're assured that many masters who have attained this sort of level, right? You know, if they are exhibiting sometimes these signs of this sort of crazy wisdom, that, you know, we need to look through it and try and you know, absorb the lesson, however that can be. But it doesn't mean, for one, that we can exhibit, we're in the state that we are, this crazy wisdom, and think that we're exercising crazy wisdom. It's one of those things that it comes with realization. Without the proper realization, crazy might just be crazy. May not be wise at all. So discernment, this constant effort towards discernment. And so Lama always talks about the swooping down from the top while climbing up from the bottom. This is sort of essential teaching that he talks about from a Dzogchen perspective. So it's the view, and another thing that we hear over and over again in Dzogchen, right? We're cultivating the view. And oftentimes in Dzogchen and other sort of mystical traditions, the idea is you get a glimpse of the view, this view of beyond, let's just say beyond. And as we start talking about beyond, you say beyond what? And then we start talking about relative things. So it's beyond true explanation, this view. You know it when you sort of see it. And then you notice that you're not seeing it often. Maybe as often as you would like. But this view, right? There's oftentimes this, you know, in Zen, they sometimes call, I believe, Satori. Right, you have this moment of like, this moment of like really this pure awareness, this pure seeing, also called Rigpa in Dzogchen. This moments of pure awareness, being able to recognize Rigpa, another way I believe of talking about that. But then you get that view, but there's still all these lives to lead. And these lives that we're leading oftentimes are not at the top of the mountain. Even though we may want to be at the top of the mountain, we still need to climb this mountain. We still need to do this work. We still need to live this life. And in these times, we have already accomplished the work on one level, and Dzogchen teaches this, and Mahamudra teaches this, right? We are perfect already. We are enlightened already. Our nature, Our purest nature cannot be any more enlightened than it already is. But in our relative existence, there's a whole lot of work to do. So holding these two things may seem contradictory, but of course they're not. It's just our limited perspective, our limited way of viewing reality from a conceptual mindset that doesn't allow for these two things to be apparently coherent in our current mindset, a way of looking at things. When we're in the view, however we get to the view, whether it's by spontaneous, whether it's long retreats or just a glimpse for whatever reason, blessings of the guru, a will to see reality as it is. When you're in that, all these questions sort of, they don't appear in the same way. But once they appear, they appear. And once they appear back, they appear back. And when these questions come up, obviously we need to work with them. We need to work with our experience. So that is why, and now to kind of come back to sort of a bit of what, and we'll do this again here, where I was sort of leading a little bit in the meditation, guiding a little bit, sort of through the 4 mindfulnesses, into then this sort of Dzogchen, more Dzogchen-like meditation, just sitting, just being, just breathing, right? It's just as it is, let it all go as it is. First, for me, and I've noticed that in the stage that I'm in for now, I've been doing quite a bit of this type of meditation, right? So even doing quite a bit of, in this last cycle of teachings, Mingyur Rinpoche often has a cycle of teachings that he does in a year. So he has his regular teachings, whether it's, I practice something called the Path of Liberation, which is basically like a Nundro sort of path, and it has a couple different ways of doing, like a sort of modernized Nundro that has accumulations just like you would in sort of a traditional one, but it's sort of modernized for Western folks. But in between that, he also does these cycles. The cycle he was doing this year and is finishing up soon was Abhidharma. So if anyone's familiar with Abhidharma, sort of, certainly a Tibetan take or a Mahamudra take on Abhidharma for sure, but based upon very sort of traditional teachings of the Abhidharma. And so the meditation that goes with this starts with the counting of the breath. So in Dzogchen, we don't, when we're in Trekshut, which is the primary Dzogchen non-meditation, we're not looking to engage our minds in these type of things. We're not looking to count. We're not looking to accumulate. We're leaving it as it is. We're leaving it all as it is. We're just seeing experience as it is. We're just dropping everything. But in these sort of more, preliminary would be one way of putting it, teachings. There might be some, different ways to sort of get into this space, right? And they talk a lot about the merging of shamatha and vipassana, right? So sort of insight, sort of, focused or relaxed, focused meditation. So in the Abhidharma that I've been doing, so you just kind of start with a counting of the breath to just sort of bring our attention, to bring a finer point to our attention, to be just aware of the breath as it is. And I find it very helpful for me, because my mind can be very, very scattered. I have a lot of things going on. I have a business. I have 3 kids. We have the news. We have everything else that is so distracting and attention grabbing. So I find it's very good to sort of be able to have something that can kind of hone in slowly. Because maybe, for me, sometimes sitting down and being like, okay, as it is, it's very difficult to get into that space. So in this, we're starting with a little bit of a focus of attention, and then there's a whole other series of following the breath, resting with the breath, a whole sequence, and basically it ends up taking you through the 4 mindfulnesses. And then with Mingyur Rinpoche, he often ends in this open sort of Mahamudra awareness or like Dzogchen sort of space. So that's kind of been a little bit of a thing I've been working with, which I find to be pretty helpful or interesting. So I'll try leading that again real quick, and we'll give it a little shot. So we'll make our spines loosely straight. We'll start with bringing our awareness, or resting our awareness on the out breath. On the inhale, we're just resting. On the end of the out breath, we're just, like we did before, gently counting 1, 2, 3, So now letting go of the counting. So aware of the breath. Perhaps following it a bit. When I breathe out, I know I'm breathing out. When I breathe in, I know I'm breathing in. Simple. And very naturally, as we are aware of our breath, just following it. Of course, notice our body is moving in concert with the breath. So not naturally being aware of our body. Be aware of our expanding on the inhale, contracting on the exhale. Just the sense of our whole body breathing with the breath. Just on the inhale, just the sense that our whole body, all the way down to our toes, our bottoms, stomach and lower back and upper back, shoulders, arms, hands, chest, neck, cheeks, ears, top of the head. As we breathe in, the sense of breathing into all of these parts of our body. The sense of our full body breathing. So mindfulness of body, awareness of the body. course, become aware of the body, breath. Start to notice sensations within the body. Just becoming aware of these sensations. Everywhere in our body there are sensations. And we're taught that these sensations have three main sort of attributes. We have pleasant sensations. We have unpleasant sensations. And neutral sensations. Just being aware of sensations in the body. And you can also maybe, if you look long enough, realize that these different sensations at the level of the body don't necessarily have a conceptual valence to them. It's just sort of a sensation. Maybe a bit of a contraction, maybe a bit of a warmth. So next, maintaining still this awareness of our body, of the sensations in the body. Now, being aware of the thoughts. Let's just call them thoughts for now. These thoughts could be in the form of words, more subtly perhaps emotions. Just aware now of thoughts. There's often at this thought level where we decide what the sensations mean to us. For now, we're just aware that there is thinking. And next, being aware of phenomena, whether outside, inside. Islam often calls it the flotsam and jetsam, the stream of consciousness, all the totality of our experience as it comes in and out of awareness, or in and out of our experience, rather. whether it be outside phenomena, sounds. Of course, then becoming aware perhaps of the interconnected nature of all these different aspects of our experience. How outside phenomena create thoughts, or lead to thoughts rather, or affect thought. All thoughts affect what we sense and feel inside of our bodies, how our bodies affect thoughts, and therefore reactions, and just aware of all this, resting, dropping all the investigation now and just allowing and being with all phenomena as it is. Not chasing, not analyzing. Chekshid, Dzogchen, pure awareness meditation as it is. And here we have eyes open, nose open, everything open, relaxed, decontracted. So that's a bit of a way that I've been doing this practice of getting into Trexid a little bit, to give me a little bit of a basis to sort of get into this state of awareness. And you could do it as long or short or whatever. We talk about in Dzogchen meditation often short times, many times, because that pure awareness of just hitting that's also very, very short moments that happens. So it is a matter of during the day, oftentimes, many times a day, when I remember, just like, okay, look at mind, let go, sit in awareness. That's something we could do all the time. And so that Dzogchen and that practice is part of every practice. So even when we're doing a relative practice, right, we have this sense of that open awareness and being aware, okay, well, I'm doing something, that awareness of awareness. So that, I find that practice has been quite good for me recently. So I was just sharing that. So hopefully that was helpful. And we will do dedication. Be the last thing. I've gone a little bit over, apologize for that. Menla's going to dock my pay, which is nothing. So nothing from nothing leaves nothing. It sounds like a pretty good Dzogchen thing to say. So Menla docked away. Let me just find it real quick, right? So that we can all dedicate together. Forgot this book is okay. Here we go. All right. Tentups and George Rinpoche, Make Panam Ke Gerchi, Ke Pa Ne Pa Me Pa Yang, Gong Ne Gong Nu Pewa Shou. May the pure, brilliant sun of Bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion unstoppably, until all are illumined and awakened. And we'll just do, this is the old one, but we'll do Laba's New Millennium Prayer. I still only memorize the old one. He added so many things I can never remember them all, but they're great things. May all beings everywhere with whom we are inseparably interconnected and who want indeed the same as we do, may all be awakened, liberated, healed, fulfilled, and free. May there be peace in this world and throughout all realms of existence, and into war, violence, poverty, injustice, and oppression. And may we all together complete the spiritual journey. All right, thank you. It's great to see you all. See you soon.